I've just finished Ali Abdaal's new book, Feel Good Productivity, and it has been a real game changer in both my personal and professional life. For the last 10 years, a lot of my business philosophy has been focused around the fact that I was a really big Gary Vee fan who definitely has the philosophy of work hard, hustle harder, and you'll get the results you want. Now, I definitely believe that is still true, but at the same time, I know there's other ways of approaching work and approaching business that I've been wanting to explore, and that's where Ali has come into play. I've been binge watching a lot of Ali's content on YouTube over the last few months. First of all, he's just a very successful YouTuber, and I'd love to be in his position one day. But also for the fact that he's talking about things that I'm finding really interesting at the moment, such as productivity, or whether it's just a day in his life of how he runs his business. So when I heard that he was releasing a book, it was an absolute no-brainer that I would dive into it. So what I'm going to do here today is talk about how I'm implementing the strategies from this book within my business and within my life. I'd highly recommend anyone who's wanting to get more out of their life while also maintaining happiness to go and give it a read, which should be everyone. My number one takeaway though has been to enjoy the tasks you're doing. Ask yourself, how can I make this fun? Whether it's recording a YouTube video, meeting with a client, or doing admin work. Ask yourself that question, how can I make this more fun? Because the chances are, if you enjoy the little tasks that make up your day, it's more likely that you're going to do things that work towards getting towards your North Star. Set that big goal and enjoy the journey along the way. So the book is broken down into three main sections. The first of those is the Energize section. And my key takeaways from this were make things fun, give yourself the power in a situation to be positive, and doing things with others quite often makes it better. And I really want to bring those things into my daily life, especially when it comes to work. Ask myself the question, how can I make this activity more fun? Whether that's actually having something on in the background, whether it's music or maybe it's some kind of comedy or maybe it's some sport. How can I make maybe a repetitive task more fun? I then am trying to take that positive outlook in every single task I'm doing. Because the chances are, if this task is working towards my North Star, then it should be a positive thing because I'm making progress to where I want to get to. And then the final thing is doing work with others can make it more fun. And that might be just collaborating with someone on a thing or just asking for feedback. Obviously, when you're working for yourself, you might not have a team around you, but how can you lean on other people to make activities fun or to get that feedback that helps give that positive, feel-good productivity? The second section was the Unblock section. And I think the key takeaways I had from this was understanding the why, what, and when of what you're trying to achieve. Understand your fears and then aim to reduce them and make a start. Making a start is key. So by understanding the why, what, and when of what you're doing, it's going to give you that reassurance that what you're actually trying to achieve makes sense. If you understand why you're doing a task, why you're doing something within your business, within your life, it makes you more motivated to get it done. Understanding then what is holding you back from doing a task. So normally when we put off doing a task, there's a reason why, and typically it can be fear related. Maybe you'll fear that you're going to fail at it. So understanding this is what my fear is and what can I do to reduce my fear, because it's going to make me more likely to get started. And getting started is the key. By just making a start on something, whether it's just 5 minutes on it, you're much more likely to achieve something. And I think that's something I'm trying to implement within my business. For instance, maybe I'm putting off recording a video. Okay, well, let's just go and set everything up. What's the next thing I need to do to make it happen? And I think that's something you can ask yourself. Maybe you want to go to the gym, but you're putting it off. All right, what is the next thing you need to do to get to the gym? It might be just simply going and putting your sports clothes on. By taking those little steps, making a start, you're much more likely to continue on and make further progress. And then the final section of the book was the sustain section. So my key takeaways there were there is only so much you can do. You need to have breaks to ensure that you don't burn out. And always check what you're doing aligns with what you're wanting to achieve. So there is a genuine limit by how much you can do. You only have so many hours in a day. So you need to understand that and don't be too harsh on yourself. If you want to write a full book like Ali has, you probably can't do it in a weekend because you aren't going to have the time. You need to limit and go, I can only do so many things, and not judge yourself so harshly if you don't get things done. And even within what you're doing, you need to have breaks. You can't just work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for 6 months straight. You're not going to be as productive because you're going to burn out. And this is something that may happen during my busy tax time period. I felt like I was burning out because I felt like I wasn't having those breaks, whether it was just a day off every now and then, or maybe just an hour in the day. So what I really am trying to do with my business is build it so that I can have regularly scheduled breaks. which is actually quite convenient because right now, as this video comes out, I'm actually on holiday for the first time in nearly 12 months. So by having breaks, it allows you to sustain yourself in the long term. And then when it comes to the long term, you want to keep asking yourself, what is your North Star? What are you trying to work towards? It doesn't mean you're always going to achieve your North Star, but if you're heading in that general direction, there's much more chance of you actually having success. So are you doing those things on the day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, year-to-year to work towards that? And that's something I'm really trying to bring in with my business is what's the goal? What am I trying to work towards? And then what are the little things I can do to get there? Because you don't achieve a big goal without achieving lots of little goals first. Now, one of those little goals for me is to grow my email list, which you can find in the description of this video. Within my newsletter, I'm putting out free tax tips every week, as well as something else, whether it's a business related tip, a personal finance related tip, or a productivity tip. I'd love to have you join it. As I said, the link is in the description of this video. Now let's move into how the book has changed me. And I genuinely think the book has changed me for the better because I'm wanting to be more productive, but in a way that feels good. I'm wanting to get more done, I'm wanting to work more hours, but I'm wanting to make sure that I'm doing that where it is increasing my happiness, not decreasing it. I don't want to burn out. I want to be able to sustain this business. I want to be able to grow this business. And the only way that's going to happen is by me being more productive, but also feeling good while doing things. That comes down to always trying to look for the fun in the tasks I'm doing. If the task is not fun and it still needs to be done, well then can I outsource the task? Because at the end of the day, I should only be doing tasks that are moving me forward. And if they need to move me forward but I don't enjoy doing them, can I get someone else in to come and do that task so I can focus on the things that are going to further me and make me feel good? I also need to make a start on things. I am a procrastinator at times. So if there's something I'm putting off, just go, all right, dedicate the 5 minutes to it. I'm probably going to get a little hourglass on my desk so I can time that and just make 5 minutes of progress, because 5 minutes of progress is better than no progress. And then I'm going to continue to ask myself, where do I want to be in 12 months time? And what are the actions I can take today, this week, and this month to aim to get towards that goal? Something this book made me realize, and I'm sure it will make you realize, is that you should be pursuing the things that give you joy. And if starting a business is something that you think would give you joy, this upcoming video I've got is all about 5 different side hustles that I think are genuinely viable in 2024. I hope to see you over there, and thank you for watching.